period left to go. Kings assistant coach Phil Meir is with us. Phil, what do the coaches tell the team now headed into the third period? Win this period and, you know, the series is only going to be tied at 1 each at the end of tonight.
Well, that's right, Bob. That's only one game, and there's not really very much you can tell the team at this point, except go back to the game plan that we had the first game, that we had in this game, go back to this game plan and salvage what the pride that we have there, and that everybody believes in that game plan. And we're going to go back to it this period, try to win the period, and you know, salvage everything that we've worked for up to this point. And I'm confident that the players will play a good period.
Assistant coach Phil Meir commenting on the game after 2 periods, 9-3 Oilers, 28 shots for Edmonton, just 10 for the Kings. Face-offs, 25 to the Oilers, 22 to the Kings. 7 penalties to the Kings, 14 minutes, 6 to the Oilers for 12. Clubs have capitalized on the power play. Kings are 2 of 3, and the Oilers are 3 of 4.
Nick, they have just changed that goal that we thought they would change. Bernie Nichols has been awarded the goal that they announced for Duchesne. So that's the Kings' second goal tonight. It's now Nichols' his second to the series on the playoff. On a power play, Duchesne and Carpenter with the assist at 4:29. Third period underway as the Oilers have a 6-goal lead with 20 minutes to go. Kings moving left to right, and here's Grant Ledyard playing it off the boards into the Oilers zone. Puck is chased down by Lowe, but his pass is taken away by Fox to Bourne. Bourne shoots from the right side. It's blocked and cleared by Kevin Lowe of Edmonton. Back out to center. Jay Wells with it to Fox. Now to Bourne across the line. Bourne to the right side. He gets bumped by Lowe. Bourne still with it at the blue line. His shot is deflected up into the crowd. And we'll have a face-off. We have played 29 seconds of the third period.
Well, update from Calgary. The Winnipeg Jets have taken the lead over the Calgary Flames. Tomas Steen is going to score on goaltender Mike Vernon. 3-2 Winnipeg in the second period. The Jets lead that series 1-0. Jets 3, Flames 2 at Calgary.
Boy, these fans here roar every time that score comes up. They really want Winnipeg to eliminate Calgary because Calgary eliminated the Oilers last year, and of course Calgary and Edmonton both in Alberta, the War of Alberta. There's the roar. They just put it up on the board. Winnipeg 3, Calgary 2. Play underway here. Puck comes out to center ice. Mark Hardy with it. Hardy gives it now to McKenna. Here's Sean McKenna to the Oiler line. Gives it on the left side to Robitaille. He shoots. It's wide. Rebound to Kennedy. Kennedy right side shooting, and a save off the stick of Andy Moe. Boy, the Oilers have really done a great job on Carson and Robitaille in this game.
Yeah, they really haven't been factors, but you just can't limit it to Carson and Robitaille. Very little offense generated by any forward out there.
Kings with only 10 shots heading into the third period. Here at center ice is Dean Kennedy. He's got somebody all over him. It's Hunter. Now Kennedy right in front of the King bench with it. He drives it down into the Oilers zone, and he bumps into Steve Smith. Puck comes around to Kevin McClelland. He gives it to Charlie Huddy. Huddy's pass, he gave it right to Jimmy Carson, and he couldn't hold it, and the Oilers come back. On the left wing now, here is Hunter shooting, and a stick save by Elliott. Rebound taken by Laidlaw to Robitaille. Robitaille to Duchesne. Here's Duchesne to center. Duchesne still with it. They head to Luc Robitaille. And his pass down the middle to Carson off his stick into the right wing corner. Now Taylor over to help out. Now Carson is there, but the Oilers dig it out, and Gretzky pass ahead 2-on-1. Kennedy or Laidlaw, the only man back. Here's Ruotsalainen shooting wide. And the rebound to the right point to Gregg. Gregg gives it to Curry. His shot, tip, score, Wayne Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky in front of the King net simply tipped it in, and the Oilers have hit double figures now. They lead 10-3.
Gregg kept in at the blue line, worked it down low in the far corner. Gregg number 21, Gretzky all alone in front. All he does is redirect it. Nobody picked him up in front. His first playoff goal, 5th point of the game. So his average is right on par tonight, being on the ice for half the Oiler goals in his career. They've scored 10, and he's been on the ice for 5 of them. Oilers 10, Kings 3. Curry and Gregg will pick up the assists.
Now the Oilers with it at center ice. It's sent down by McSorley down into the King zone and taken by Grant Ledyard. Here's Ledyard in deep, and his pass out to center ice comes all the way off the boards into the Oilers zone, and the Kings are going to get called for icing here. So a face-off back now in the King zone with 17:38 left to go in this game. 10-3 Edmonton. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
The Lakers are headed towards the playoffs, but first there's the final regular season meeting between the Lakers and Spurs. Prime Ticket will have all the action tomorrow night at 7:15. Well, the Los Angeles Kings, allowing 10 goals, have tied a club record most goals against in a playoff game. 10 against the New York Rangers, April 11th, 1981. The Kings lost that night 10-3.
Face off in the King zone to the right of Darren Elliott. Last time the two teams played here in the regular season, it was 9-3 in favor of the Oilers. And now they have done one better than that here tonight, trying to even this series at one game apiece. Kings won last night 5-2. Kings within their own zone, and getting knocked down is Joe Patterson by Craig Muni. Shot by Nichols by Gay in the Oilers zone is wide. Puck comes over toward Nichols. He can't catch up with it. Oilers clear it back out to center ice. Quite a check by Muni to knock Joe Patterson down. Kings with it at center ice. Nichols, nice pass, left side. Patterson shooting, and he hit the bottom of the left goal post. Puck taken by Paul Gay. Gay in the Oilers zone gets knocked down, but while falling, gets it to Patterson. He can't hang on to it. Oilers dig it out. 16:52 to go in the game, and the Oilers with a 10-3 lead. Oilers moving right to left. Lowe sends it off on the right side now, and then gets it back still in the Oilers zone. And fans getting impatient. They want more. Oilers give it away. Patterson drives it into the right wing corner, Oilers zone. Going for there is Jimmy Fox. He gets bumped, and Kevin Lowe clears it to center ice.
You know, Bob, the Oilers have just been awesome offensively, but they've played tough. The defensemen have bumped a lot of Kings whenever the opportunity's been there.
Here's Nichols, and he gets bumped by Smith. Taken away. Breakaway. Ken Nielsen all alone. Nielsen cutting in, looking for the hat trick. He shoots, and it's knocked away by Elliott. Nielsen got it a steep angle on the left side. Now Smith with it. His shot saved Darren Elliott, and he hangs on.
Well, Nielsen played the puck off the right boards and then lost control of it and had to really put on the jets to even reach it in front of Darren Elliott. So he really lost the play he wanted. It was chipped out off the far boards. Nielsen touches up but then pushes it too far ahead. So he's really got to race after it. He gets there, but he loses some angle and some options. So he had to settle for a forehand shot from almost the goal line. And Elliott, sprawling to his right, comes up with the save. Kent Nielsen with 3 points in the game. Messier 3 points. Gretzky has 5 points. Curry has 3 points. Anderson has 2 points.
Face off to the right of Darren Elliott. We're in the third period. Here's Smith at the left point. He almost lost it, but then falling down, he manages to hold it in. And Glenn Anderson sent it in front of the King net, and a backhander by Anderson after it was poked away by Elliott, but the Kings failed to clear it right up the middle. Now they do to center ice, but it rolls off the stick of Paul Gay. Puck taken by the Oilers in the neutral zone, and now Kent Nielsen back into his own zone. Drops it for Messier, now to Anderson. Now they got the weave going. Now Messier gives it to Anderson on the right side. He flips it into the King zone. Elliott stops it for Mark Hardy. Hardy's pass up the right side to the left point, held in by Messier to Anderson. Anderson right side. Anderson still with it. Back to the blue line. Pass in front. Messier tipped it, and a save by Elliott.
I think it also was tipped before it got to Messier, and Messier tried to reach to further the motion of the puck past Elliott.
Now in the King zone, here is Kennedy passing behind the net around on the left side to Dave Tiger Williams. Williams bumped by McClellan. Puck taken by Hardy. He gets it to Bourne, who tips it out to center. 15 seconds to go in the, or 15 minutes to go in the game. 10-3 Oilers. Puck comes down into the Oilers zone now. Tiger Williams trying to get it. Tipped away by Glenn Anderson. Up to McTavish at center. Here's McTavish trying to come to the King line. Down the right side. McTavish still with it. Drops it back, and a shot just tipped wide by Elliott. Shot by Ruotsalainen. Now in the left wing corner. Bobby Carpenter sends it around the boards and all the way down the Oilers zone. No icing here as Ruotsalainen chases it down. Here's Dave Hunter. Hunter up to McTavish, taken away by the Kings. At center ice, here is McKenna getting it back to Laidlaw. Laidlaw at the King line. Up to center ice now to Luc Robitaille. Robitaille cut off by Hunter. Robitaille gets it to Laidlaw, back in the King zone. His pass up to center ice off the boards, taken away by Randy Gregg. Drives it into the King zone. Duchesne with it. Ahead to center to Robitaille. Now to Carpenter. Now to Robitaille. Left wing. Robitaille. Nice move in deep, but then the puck is knocked away from him. And the Oilers have it as McTavish clears it to center. Now it's taken by Muni. He is the one that knocked it away from Robitaille. Muni fires it back behind the King net. You're right, Nick. It has not been just all offense by the Oilers. Now Gretzky steals it to Tikkanen. Now to Curry with a shot. Blocked by Ledyard. Puck taken by Dave Taylor. Taylor on the right wing. Gets it down to center ice. Taken away by Kevin Lowe, who's played a strong game.
Yeah, some of the role players for the Oilers doing just that. McTavish, who mentioned that he expects to score some goals. Now we have a scrap. Jimmy Carson and one of the Oilers, Esa Tikkanen. Taylor's trying to help out, and Tikkanen is really upset with Jimmy Carson.
Taylor might get the third man into this altercation. It's against the boards in the Oilers zone, and Sykes trying to pull Muni out. Lowe is trying to grab Taylor from behind, and he does, and drags him down.
Taylor's got one of the Oilers pinned on the ice. Tikkanen now separated. It was Tikkanen and Carson in the original scrap, and now we've got Wells, Ledyard, and Curry, along with, I think, Kevin Lowe in there.
Wells has got Gretzky pinned against the boards, but nothing more going on there.
And, of course, all of the Oilers will watch and see if anything develops between Wells and Gretzky. Sykes has Muni, so everybody's paired off. Koharski wanted everybody else besides Carson and Tikkanen to leave the scene, but it didn't happen that way. No fight has really erupted. Lowe and Taylor still have words. Finally, they're separated by the linesman, and everybody else is cooled off, and we'll get some penalties. 10-3 Oilers. We'll be back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Fire brewing. It's more than a way to make Stroh's and Stroh Light. It's a family tradition, passed down from one generation to another for over 200 years. It's what guarantees that smooth, consistent taste for generations to come.
A good time's better with a good time beer. Stroh's is smoking here. Stroh's is smoking here.
Back here at Northlands, Philadelphia has defeated the Rangers tonight 8-3. Series tied at 1. Islanders over Washington 3-1 a final. That series is tied at 1. Over in the Adams, 5-4. Hartford over Quebec. Whalers lead 2-0. Montreal in overtime, goal by Naslund. 4-3 winner over Boston. Canadiens lead 2-0. 2-2 in overtime. They're still playing Toronto and St. Louis. 5-1 Detroit over Chicago. That's a final. And Winnipeg leading Calgary in the second period 3-2. The Jets lead that series 1-0. Now up on the scoreboard clock, they've got Ledyard, a 2-minute minor. Carson is in the box. Tikkanen. And we'll wait for the calls, but it looks like the Oilers are going to get a power play.
Dave Taylor in the penalty box, and he had something to say to the referee, Don Koharski, before he went in.
These penalties will be at 6:34. It started on the near boards. Carson looked like took a run at Tikkanen. They started to push and shove. Then Tikkanen falls down. Taylor comes in. And then everybody paired off. And then we had Taylor, Wells, and Gretzky, Ledyard, and Curry with a couple of pokes. So the penalty boxes are filling up. Esa Tikkanen sitting down in the box for the Edmonton Oilers, number 10. And the Oilers are going to have a power play as if they need it. 10-3 Oilers in front, 13:26 left to play. Glenn Sather, I'm sure, will have some more positive things to say tonight than he did after last night's game. Kings winning it 5-2. And Mike Murphy, what can you say? From the opening whistle, Bob, it's been all Edmonton. They came to skate and shoot and score, and they've done just that.
Yeah, and when they do that, you see why they are the best team in the league. They led the league again in the regular season, 372 goals, but they've been up over 400 for about 4 years in a row. Now at center ice, here is Kent Nilsson skating the puck. Now he goes back and gives it to Wayne Gretzky. Oilers with the power play, trying to get their 11th goal of the night, and that would set a King playoff record for most goals allowed. And it would tie the Oiler record of 11. Kings send it all the way down to the Oilers zone, and back behind the net, Randy Gregg. These fans want more goals. 17,046 is the attendance here tonight. Here's Glenn Anderson down the right wing into the Kings zone. Anderson stops, goes back to the top of the right circle, passes into Gretzky. Gretzky with a goal and 4 assists tonight. He waits behind the net, comes around the right side, over to Curry, score! Yari Curry from the left wing side with his 3rd goal of the game for the hat trick. The 11th goal for the Oilers to tie their record of 11 in a playoff game. Gretzky gets his 5th assist and 6th point of the game, and the Kings set a record for most goals allowed in one playoff game, 11.
Well, Gretzky and Curry again. Look at this pass. Right through to Curry. He shoots off the pass again. His 3rd goal of the game, the goal at 7:30. It's a power play goal. Ledyard got the extra penalty to give the Oilers the power play. 11-3 Oilers. 2nd time the Oilers have scored 11 in a playoff game. Ties an NHL record. Montreal did it back in 1944.
Now a shot from the right side. Rebound, score again by the Oilers. Charlie Huddy got the first shot. Save was made, but the rebound came on the right side, and Mo LeMay right there to put it in, and it is 12-3, and the Oilers have set a new playoff record with 12 goals in a game.
Shot from the point, save was made, but the rebound was put in. And the Edmonton Oilers, with 2 goals in 20 seconds, now lead at 12-3. Mo LeMay with the goal. He did not play last night. He replaces Pozar in the lineup up front this evening, and he gets his first playoff goal. 12-3 Oilers.
Now at center ice, what do we have here? The linesman, Bob Hodges, apparently down on the ice and holding his left knee, and the whistle blew immediately. I did not see what hit him, but Hodges was against the boards. Oh, Smith got checked into Hodges by Sean McKenna, and Hodges was up on the boards right in front of the Oiler bench, and he got knocked down. And he went right down to the ice after McKenna checked Smith into him, and Bob Hodges, the linesman, is still in a lot of pain. 11:59 to go in the game. And Brad Lazarowicz is the alternate, and on our simulcast we have a shot of him running down to perhaps get dressed and come into the game, replacing Bob Hodges. We don't know how serious the injury is. He's all the way up here where we are, Nick.
Yeah, he's going to need a 10-minute break just to catch his breath. I know. I make that trip 3 times a game. But that's an NHL rule. There is always a backup official in case this happens. And Bob Hodges, a linesman, and of course, should the referee get hurt, Lazarowicz is here to help out in that regard as well. Again, Steve Smith gets checked by McKenna into the linesman, who tried to crawl up the side of the boards in front of the Edmonton bench. And I don't know if he caught his skate or if it was just the impact of McKenna or Smith hitting his leg, but Hodges certainly is shaken up now. He's getting back up on his skates, holding his left knee with his left hand. You can see that on our simulcast.
I think the Oilers have just set another record, Nick. Fastest 2 goals, 20 seconds apart. Curry got one at 7:30 and LeMay at 7:50. Or 7:40, I'm sorry. And the Kings are down 12-3.
Well, this is one way to stop the momentum of the Edmonton Oilers. Fastest 2 goals 15 seconds before tonight. Gretzky. Record-breaking night. 12-3 Oilers. We'll be back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Wait till you see what your Southern California Chevrolet dealers are doing to the Camaro to create the new limited edition Camaro RS. Now, they're adding a 2.8-liter V6 engine, air conditioning, 5-speed transmission, AM/FM stereo cassette, special gauge package with tachometer, radial tires, alloy wheels, spoilers, custom interiors, and more. The California Camaro RS starting as low as $12,411 at your Southern California Chevrolet dealer. Don't buy a car without us.
Well, the Kings are being embarrassed here tonight after playing so well last night in a 5-2 win. They have been outshot 36-10 tonight and outscored 12-3, and we still have 12 minutes to go in the game, 11:59 to be exact. And the referee, Don Koharski, goes over the penalty timekeeper, and
he might be telling the public address announcer to make some sort of announcement to the fans here that we'll have a slight delay until the backup official, Brad Lazarowicz, can get into uniform and get his skates on and get out on the ice. 12-3, the Oilers, and the big guns started out. Curry, Anderson, Gretzky, Messier in the first period when the Oilers had 6 goals in the first period to lead 6-1 after one. They added 3 more in the second, 3 more here in the third. They have set a Stanley Cup playoff record here tonight. Most goals in a playoff game, 12, and obviously on the negative side from the Kings standpoint, most goals allowed in a playoff game. Gretzky with a goal and 5 assists, a 6-point night, one shy of tying his Stanley Cup playoff record for points in one game, which is 7. He's done that on 2 occasions in his brilliant career, against Calgary once and against the Winnipeg Jets once.
You know, Nick, the Oilers last season, the average increase in attendance in NHL arenas of over 2,000 fans a game whenever the Oilers came into town with Wayne Gretzky. So he drew people into arenas not only here in Edmonton, but all over the NHL. The Oilers are the biggest draw in the NHL on the road. They played a 96.3 capacity in all other arenas.
Crowd trying to keep the blood flowing by doing a wave as we have a delay until Brad Lazarowicz can get into uniform and step on the ice to replace the injured linesman Bob Hodges.
They've been doing a big story in one of the newspapers here on Wayne Gretzky, Nick, and Glenn Sather is probably right when he says people here are missing the fact that they're watching history being made. He said, imagine if you could roll back the clock and watch Bobby Orr in his prime at Boston, and these people are seeing Wayne Gretzky, certainly in his prime, here in Edmonton. So while we have the delay, the Oilers have a 12-3 lead. We'll take a break. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
I'm Dave Taylor of the Kings. Last season's tragic loss of Flyers goaltender Pelle Lindbergh touched all of us in hockey and in sports. But he was considered illegally drunk when his car was totaled, and Pelle lost his life. 2 other people in that vehicle were seriously injured, and others on the street could have been too. It's got to stop, and it's got to stop with you. Pelle Lindbergh couldn't do it, but you can. Make the big save. Don't drink and drive.
Well, we'll clarify that LeMay goal for all of you record watchers. LeMay scores at 7:50, 20 seconds after Curry. Curry at 7:30 on the power play from Gretzky and Anderson. 20 seconds later, LeMay from Huddy at 7:50. The fastest 2 goals in the playoffs, 5 seconds. The Detroit Red Wings did it back in 1965. Normie Ullman scored at 17:35 and at 17:40. Now let's go to the St. Louis-Toronto matchup. which is underway live. Game 2 in that Norris Division matchup between the Maple Leafs and the St. Louis Blues. The Blues winning Game 1 last night to take a 1-0 lead. The Blues, of course, the Norris Division champions during the regular season as they overtook the Detroit Red Wings on the final day, and apparently we're not going to get to that game live. But the update from St. Louis is 2-2 Maple Leafs and Blues in the third period.
Well, the Oilers are having their fun here tonight. Wayne Gretzky skating around and smiling. Assistant coach Ted Green here said, you don't coach someone with Gretzky's ability, you just let it happen. It's unbelievable, he says, the way he controls the puck in traffic, and certainly we have seen that tonight. 6 points in the game. Co-coach John Muckler said he's the most creative player ever in the NHL, and he said that the great thing about Gretzky is he feels an obligation to be at his best every night, and Gretzky can't understand how some athletes reach a certain plateau and then become satisfied. He wants to get even better.
And he has had some vintage Gretzky passes tonight, hasn't he, Bob? The 2 goals in particular to Jari Kurri earlier on the power play in the game, and then, of course, the power play goal in the third period. Rick Lands has just scored for the Toronto Maple Leafs, so the Leafs have taken a 3-2 lead at St. Louis in Game 2 of their best-of-7 series to try and even up that series at 1 game apiece. Rick Lands for Toronto, the go-ahead goal in the third period.
Glenn Sather on the phone over the Oiler bench, probably making dinner reservations in L.A. We'll be there Saturday at 2 p.m. in St. Louis. Let's cut there as John Brophy, the coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs, looks on. They are in overtime in the arena in St. Louis.
There's the goal by Rick Lands to give the Blues a 3-2 victory, or a 2-1 victory, excuse us, in overtime.
Toronto wins at 2-1.
Toronto, excuse me, Rick Lands for Toronto in overtime.
So the Maple Leafs beat the Blues in overtime and congratulate each other in the St. Louis arena as that series now moves to Toronto. And it is all even at 1 game apiece.
Well, we apologize. We have a little confusion on that score. Toronto, we had a 2-2 score, but the final was 3-2 for the Toronto Maple Leafs. So they win in overtime at St. Louis, and that series is tied up at 1 game apiece. So Toronto wins it in overtime on a goal by Rick Lands, 3-2 in overtime at St. Louis.
Here we're having a delay at the Northlands Coliseum because linesman Bob Hodges was injured when Sean McKenna of the Kings checked Steve Smith of the Oilers into Hodges while he tried to jump out of the way right in front of the Oiler bench, and Hodges has left with a knee injury, and the backup official is Brad Lazarowicz, and he had to come from all the way up in the press box and go down and get ready. Maybe they ought to change that a little bit, have the extra official already dressed and let him watch it on TV down in the dressing room or something. It would certainly speed things along. This has been quite a delay here in the third period, something the Kings don't need. They just soon get this over and get out of town. 12-3 in favor of the Edmonton Oilers.
Kurri, 6 points, a goal, and 5 assists, or rather Gretzky 1 and 5. Kurri with a hat trick, 3 and 1, 3 for 4 points. Nilsson and Messier each with 2 goals and an assist. Anderson with a goal and 2 assists. So nothing surprising in the way of who is scoring all of these goals for the Edmonton Oilers. But the Kings just have to forget about it, Bob. The Kings, you know, after this game, some athletes will look at it, well, we got beat badly. And, you know, in terms of games won and lost in the best-of-7 series, the Kings might just as well have lost 3-2. That might have been tougher to take. The outcome of this one was settled early in the game. It was 3-0 before it was 7 minutes old. And it's been all Edmonton. They have 4 power play goals. They have a shorthanded goal. Their biggest lead, 9 goals, which is where it stands right now at 12-3.
Nick,
let's take a look again at out-of-town scores. This is the second night in playoff action. Philadelphia defeats the Rangers 8-3. Series tied at 1. Islanders win at Washington 3-1. That series tied at 1. Over in the Adams, 5-4 Hartford over Quebec. Whalers lead 2-0. Montreal in overtime, Naslin's goal, 4-3 over Boston. Canadians lead 2-0. Norris in overtime, the goal you just saw in our simulcast by Lands. Toronto 3, St. Louis 2, series tied at 1. Detroit 5-1 over Chicago. Red Wings lead 2-0. Winnipeg at Calgary in the third period now. Jets 3 and the Calgary Flames 2.
And the delay continues here in Edmonton, while 12-3.
The report from downstairs on veteran linesman Bob Hodges is that he sustained a bruised knee.
Bernie Nichols will face off against Craig McTavish at center ice, and Nichols wins the draw. Puck comes into the Kings zone, and rookie defenseman Steve Duchesne with it up to center ice. Tipped by Joe Patterson into the Oilers zone. This will be icing against the Kings if the Oilers get to it, and they do. Charlie Huddy reaches out to touch it. Face-off comes back down into the Kings zone to the right of goaltender Darren Elliott, who came on in relief of Rolly Melanson at the start of the second period.
Well, I'm sure this is one playoff debut that Darren Elliott is going to want to forget. He's been in goal for now 2 periods and has allowed 6 goals, but certainly isn't all goaltending tonight, although Melanson and Elliott, haven't been real sharp, but let's face it, they haven't had any help in front.
Now Laidlaw's pass deflects up into the crowd as he tried to clear it out of the Kings zone.
So we stop play for about 10-15 minutes. We start and get 2 quick whistles to delay things even more. 11:41 left in the third period. A record-setting night for the Edmonton Oilers. They have set a Stanley Cup playoff record for most goals in one game with 12.
Now Charlie Huddy with a drive to the right side. Off the boards, hit the side of the King net. McTavish behind the net. He comes into the left wing corner. He's bumped there in the King zone. Puck is dug out by Steve Duchesne. Duchesne behind the net. Laidlaw takes Hunter out of the play. Knocks Hunter's stick out of his hand. Kings come to center. Duchesne tips it into the Oilers zone, but Charlie Huddy breaks it up. He clears it off the boards to center. Paul Gay with it there. Gay gives it to Laidlaw. Laidlaw the King zone, but now pass taken away. Oilers shot by Hunter and a save made off the stick of Darren Elliott. Puck taken by McTavish. McTavish to the blue line. Shot hit the back of Hunter. Charlie Huddy got the shot and it hit his teammate Hunter in the back. Here's Gay from center ice with a drive for the Kings and a save made by Andy Mould.
First shot for the Kings in the period, and it came from about 70 feet.
And it came with almost half the period gone. Here's Hunter for the Oilers. Into the King zone to McTavish, left wing. He's cut off. Goes back to the blue line. Up the middle, shot by Gregg. Blocked. Gregg again with it. He is checked by Hardy. And the Oilers hold it in again. They've been on the puck all night. McSorley shoots and a save. Rebound right in front of the King zone. And they clear it out to center. 3 Kings there to clear it. And the puck knocked out of the air with a high stick. And when the Oilers played it, the whistle blows.
Well, the Edmonton Oilers now getting a chance to use some of the players that don't get that much ice time during the regular season. Hunter, McTavish, McClellan, McSorley, Mo LeMay, who scored his first playoff goal. Randy Gregg, interesting season. Of course, he's been a mainstay on the Oiler defense for a few years, but he retired after last season. But he was lured out of retirement after the first month and a half of this year. Steadied the defensive play for the Edmonton Oilers as a team. Played last night after missing 4 weeks with a dislocated shoulder and was one of the top Oiler players.
And as we have mentioned before, he's a medical doctor. Played hockey over in Japan for the Kakudu Bunnies for a while. Puck is taken now by the Oilers. Pass on the left wing into the King zone. Mo LeMay looking for a second pass in front. Just tipped wide as Kruzhelnyski got his stick on it. Mo LeMay against the boards. His pass knocked down. It comes around to Bob Bourne in the King zone. Here's Bourne trying to come up the middle. Lost it in front of the net to Kruzhelnyski. Kruzhelnyski right side. Walking in. Shoots. Save. And the rebound. Elliott gets it up the right side to Jim Fox. Fox comes to center. Fox still with it at the red line. Shoots it into the Oilers zone and gets knocked down at center ice by Kruzhelnyski. 9:39 left to go in this game, and we will be seeing another trip back here to Edmonton for a game next Tuesday night. The series will be tied at the end of tonight, 1 each, and 2 games in Los Angeles, and then back here next Tuesday night. Now a pass by the Oilers in their own zone, deflected off the skate of Bobby Carpenter, and deeper in the Oilers zone, Ruotsalainen, Glenn Anderson to Nielsen, to Anderson, to Nielsen at the left point. Nielsen still with it, stick handles, right side to Messier. He waits, left point to Lowe. Lowe shoots, deflected on the way in, and Kent Nielsen had it taken away by Bobby Carpenter. Carpenter to center for the Kings, shoots from center ice and a save by Moog. Second shot of the period for the Kings. Oilers have in their own zone. Mark Messier up to center, taken away by Laidlaw at the King line. Here's Laidlaw back in the King zone. Over to Duchesne. Duchesne ahead to Robitaille. Robitaille's pass to Taylor down the left side. He is held up and checked by Muni, and the puck taken by the Oilers. Around on the left side to Kruzhelnyski. Over to Gretzky with 6 points in the game. Gretzky lost it coming into the slot. Taken away by Bill Sykes. Sykes to center. 2-on-2. Sykes across the line. Drop pass to Nichols. He shoots over the net. Puck comes off the glass, taken by Jari Kurri.
Kings just can't get any offense generated here tonight. They're being forced to take shots from about 50 feet.
Here's Gretzky, Kings zone, loses it again to Jimmy Fox. Fox to Nichols, up to center. Kings have a 3-on-2. Nichols, Oiler line, drops it to Fox, in front to Nichols, wide to the right side. Nichols behind the net, checked by Huddy. Huddy gets it to Gretzky. Gretzky's pass over to Hunter. Hunter to center ice now. Passes back on the right side to Curry to Hunter, but it went behind him as he cut down the left wing in the King zone. Tiger Williams with a check on Hunter. Puck comes up to center. Here's Jimmy Fox with it. Into the Oilers zone. His shot, save made by Moog. 7.5 minutes left to go in this game. Kings lead the series 1-0, but they're behind tonight 12-3. We got a penalty coming up. Tiger Williams got bumped by McClellan, and high sticking is the call. So we'll be right back. The Oilers lead at 12-3. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Kennedy and McClellan. Well, another main event as we broke away. McClellan was getting the original penalty for high-sticking Williams, and he and Kennedy then squared off. Kennedy got into a scrap with another one of the tough forwards for the Oilers last night, Marty McSorley, but he and McClellan go at it for a while, and they finally are broken up by the linesman. But McClellan was getting the original penalty for getting the stick up on Williams as he bumped him in the corner to the right of Andy Moog. So both players being escorted to their respective penalty boxes. Tiger Williams right there having some words for McClellan. Kennedy still shouting at McClellan over the glass as McClellan sits down in the box, and Tiger Williams still jawing away at whoever will listen. So these penalties will be at 12:35 as things are just prolonged. 12-3 Oilers. Big night for Wayne Gretzky, as you might expect. 6 points, a goal, and 5 assists.
I guess Glenn Sather had a very prophetic statement, Nick. He said, if our guys play the way they're capable, LA shouldn't beat us. Well, they're playing the way they're capable of playing tonight, leading 12-3 over the Kings. And
he was going to Dave Tiger Williams, which was unusual. Unusual call from the standpoint McClellan lined up Williams and shouldered him into the corner, but apparently in trying to break the hit, Williams got the stick up and clipped McClellan. So the Oilers with the power play.
Oilers already with 12 goals tonight. Boy, we have sat through a few of these in this building, haven't we, Nick? 9 goals at times. Several times the Oilers with 9 goals against the Kings. Here at center ice, Steve Smith. He drives it into the Kings zone. Marinelli behind the net, cut it off, but it rolled right to McTavish. Now taken away by Wells. He clears it all the way down the Oilers zone.
Obviously, these two teams no strangers to goals in a playoff game. Remember game 1 in '82, 10-8. The Kings beat the Oilers in this building, setting a NHL record for most goals by both teams in a game. 18. We've had 15 goals here tonight.
Here's McTavish down the right side, cutting into the Kings zone, goes behind the net, comes around the left side now, still with it on his stick, up the middle, to Smith to the right side as the Oilers work on the power play for another minute 10. Smith gives it to McTavish. McTavish on the left wing, sends it down in the corner. Now behind the net, Bob Bourne throws a check at McSorley. Kruzhelnicki gets knocked down. McTavish has it. Here's McTavish, left wing circle. McTavish still with it, spinning, top of the circle, gives it to Smith. Smith's pass off to the right side now. Huddy to Kruzhelnicki. Kruzhelnicki's pass out to the blue line and out to center ice.
You believe the way the fans are reacting? They're upset. They're not generating any offense.
Now the right side, Oilers with it again. At the blue line, McTavish over left side, Ruotsalainen partially fanned on his shot, and the Kings clear it to center. Ruotsalainen broke his stick on it. Gretzky jumps on the ice. A goal and 5 assists tonight for Wayne Gretzky. Here's Esa Tikkanen, 20 seconds ago on the power play. Oilers come to center. Pass on the right side to Curry to Tikkanen. Tikkanen back to the right point to Gregg. Here's Gregg to Gretzky. Gretzky up the middle to Gregg. Gregg shoots, blocked on the way in by Carpenter, and he clears it. And that'll kill the penalty. 4 seconds left to go in the minor to Tiger Williams. And the Kings are back at full strength right now. Oilers have it into the Kings zone. Ruotsalainen drop pass, shot by Tikkanen is way wide. Rebound to McKenna. McKenna to center, checked by Curry. Puck is poked away to Gretzky. Gretzky spins, stops, goes back toward his own blue line. Now comes to the red line, throws it off the right wing boards. It's overskated by Tikkanen, so Gretzky gets it again. He gives it a Lowe. Lowe flips it down into the Kings zone. 4:55 to go in the game, and the Oilers have a 12-3 lead. Kings give it away in their own zone again. Pass by Carson, broken up. Tikkanen over on the right side now, and Laidlaw takes it away from Gretzky and falls on the puck. 12-3 Edmonton, and we'll be right back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
We'll tie up this best-of-7 series at 1 game apiece. Games 3 and 4 shift to the Fabulous Forum this weekend. Saturday, 2 p.m., Sunday at noon.
Now the Kings have it in their own zone as Mark Hardy starts to center at the red line, fakes a shot, moves into the Oilers zone, throws it off the left wing boards, and Kevin Lowe in to get it. He's bumped in there by Dave Taylor. Taylor and Jimmy Carson try to dig it out in the Oilers zone to the left of the net. Craig Muni is there for the Oilers, and it comes loose to Kent Nielsen. He gave it away in front of his own net, but it went behind Dave Taylor, and he just couldn't get it. Now a long pass to center ice to Glenn Anderson out of his reach. Goaltender Darren Elliott sweeps it around the boards. Puck taken by Hardy. His pass stolen by Nielsen. Looking for the hat trick. He shoots, and a save off the blocker by the King goaltender Darren Elliott. Up ahead now, Hardy to Robitaille, right side to Taylor. Oilers zone. Taylor to Robitaille, in deep. He lost the puck as he pulled it to his forehand in front of the net. Moving from right to left. 3:55 to go in the game. 12-3 Edmonton. Here's Laidlaw, left side. His pass broken up, and Messier slaps it around the boards, and on the left side, it's taken by Glenn Anderson. Into the King zone. Fakes a shot, moves in deep, trying to get around Ledyard. Anderson stops, left side. Still within the King zone to the blue line. Shot by Smith is just wide to the right. Rebound to Charlie Huddy. Huddy drives it around on the left side, and it's taken away by Grant Ledyard. Ledyard for the Kings. Ledyard still with it now. Passing up on the right side to Taylor. Taylor tried to give it at center to Robitaille, out of his reach. Kings have been outshot 41-13. 3:18 left to go in the game.
That last play, Taylor to Robitaille, as Luke went in one-on-one. Deke, but never got a shot away. Was really the best penetration the Kings had in the period.
Now in the King zone, Moldamay in front of McSorley and tipped behind the net. Loose puck. Ledyard goes for it. Plays it off the boards over on the right side. Paul Gay escapes a check by Steve Smith. Here's Smith pinned against the boards, and the Kings dig it out. Ledyard pins Smith, and here's Gay at center. He shoots it down into the Oilers zone, and Charlie Huddy's got it there. His pass, he almost lost it as he got it over to Moldamay. Now back to Huddy. Huddy passing up to center ice into the King zone. Kruzhelnicki trying to get around Wells, and Wells going to get a penalty here for cross-checking Kruzhelnicki into the boards. Hard cross-check by Wells. Knocked Kruzhelnicki hard into the boards, but he's all right.
One-on-one, Kruzhelnicki going down the right side with the puck. He shifted to his backhand. Wells lined him up. Mike Kruzhelnicki with a long reach, and Jay just gave him a two-hander on the side of the back upper left arm and went crashing into the boards, and I think that's really what precipitated the call by Don Koharski, because Krzyzewski really could have been shaken up, slamming himself into the boards.
Nick, Kings would set another record here for the least shots in one playoff game. Previous record 17 against Boston in 1977 on April 13th, and the Kings have only 13 now. So the Kings in danger of setting another record, and that one for shots. Now Gretzky wins the draw. Left point to Greg, to the right point. Ruotsalainen with it on the power play. They're trying to get another goal. They lead 12-3. Pass into the corner. Gretzky's pass in front. Curry scores! Jari Kurri and Gretzky with another assist. So Wayne Gretzky with another assist ties the record for assists in a playoff game of 6 that Mikko Laininen of the Rangers held. Puck came right around to the left side to Jari Kurri, and he put it up under the crossbar.
And Wayne Gretzky with his 7th point tonight ties his own playoff record for points in a game. This is the 3rd time Wayne Gretzky has had 7 points in a playoff game. Wayne Gretzky with 1 goal and 6 assists tonight. Kurri, his 4th goal of the game.
Tikkanen and Gretzky with the assist. And it is 13-3 in favor of the Edmonton Oilers as the puck comes into the Kings zone. It was a power play goal. Puck is behind the net, taken by Jim Fox of the Kings. He gets it to Robitaille. 17:29 the time of the goal, and this has been as thorough an embarrassment as you will get in a game, let alone the playoffs. 17:41 was the time of the goal. I'm sorry, I said 17:29. Kings drive it into the Oilers zone. The big question, can the Kings regroup in Los Angeles? Mike Murphy has said the home ice doesn't mean anything in this series. Kings won here last night, but the Oilers have really dominated this game. Kings with it. Fox shoots over the net. Right from the slot, he got his shot up high. 1:19 to go. We'll have our post-game show. Nick will talk with one of the Oilers. Not sure which one yet, but a lot of them certainly deserve recognition for this game. Jari Kurri with 4 goals. Wayne Gretzky with 7 points, 6 assists and a goal. Now the last minute of play in the game. Best news we've heard all night. Puck comes down in the left wing corner. Kings zone. Here is Ledyard with it. Kings will be at the Forum on Saturday at 2, Sunday at noon, and then we're going to have to come back here to Edmonton next Tuesday night for Game 5. Here's Tikkanen for the Oilers to Kurri, and his pass back to Tikkanen came out to center ice. Kings with it. Kings with only 13 shots on goal. Now they get one as Patterson drives one. Kings with 14 shots. Previous low, as I just said, was 17, and there's only 24 seconds left to go in this game. Oilers come back. They want one more. They try to sneak Tikkanen behind Kennedy at the King blue line, but he goes offside. What a night for Wayne Gretzky. A lot of nights he gets a lot of points and you don't really notice how well he's playing. Not tonight. He's gotten points and he has really stood out along with a lot of the other Edmonton Oilers who had something to accomplish here tonight and show these fans and their coach that they do indeed have the motivation to get back in the Stanley Cup picture and win it again for the 3rd time. A lot of people doubted that last night when they looked to have no motivation whatsoever. 12 seconds left in the game. Puck is back in the Oilers zone. 13-3 in favor of the Oilers. Now 3 seconds to go. And the puck driven in at Elliott. He makes the stop and the game is over. The Oilers get their 45th shot right at the end. And they congratulate one another. And well, they should. A tremendous performance by the #1 team in the NHL tonight as they beat the Kings 13-3. We'll be right back. This is the Los Angeles.